Hey, good evening, USA. Happy Friday to every single one of you out there in USA, Canada, International, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Lawton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out with me on the 118th episode of Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast review show. Live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube and alongside of myself is the Instagram live feed. So make sure you turn on your notifications on when each episode is going to be dropping and when I'm going to be on Instagram live on separate podcast show pages. Turn your notifications, your reminders of when I'm going to be on Instagram live. All right. And one moment. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I had to adjust the brightness on my Instagram live feed so people could actually know that I am on Instagram live on the podcast show page. Of course, you can follow the podcast show page on on Instagram. So if you're new to the channel and you are from the YouTube universe and you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, please go ahead and grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page. Yes, grab that subscribe button for me on the Meticulous Values Podcast YouTube channel page. Tap on the notification bell along with alerts, and you will be reminded of on the date and time of the live stream podcast episode recording via live stream on YouTube. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes, and stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, and of course, be sure to listen, stream, watch the episodes, download your favorite episodes, of course, which is important. One moment. Okay. All right. Where was I? Yes. Be sure you download the episodes, listen, stream, watch the episodes. In case you miss any of them, don't worry. I got your back on everything else. And tell a friend to another friend, and I'll handle the rest at the end of the show. And by the way, if you would like to make a charitable donation to support this podcast, you can go ahead and do that. You're more than welcome to do that. Any amount of money will be any amount of money will be appreciated, and excuse me, any amount of money will be appreciated, and you don't have to be from a rich family to actually show support. It's all about you, and whatever amount of money you choose to be comfortable with that you desire will be appreciated. And yes, by the way, you can leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser um alongside with Podchaser, Podfriend, Spotify. There's Podcast Guru. There's everything else in between. You can leave a 5-star rating there and a review on there, and tell us what you think about the topics that are being reviewed in each episode. All right, so there you have it right there. Um, I hope y'all are enjoying your week. And before we even start, I want to remind everybody: don't forget to switch your clocks an hour ahead, which is this Sunday coming up this weekend. You get to yeah, it's a little complex to explain, but I'll probably talk about that probably on my other platform, off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast, on a future episode. And yeah, so don't forget to set your watches and everything else 1 hour ahead. All right. So there you have it. There you have it right there. All right. So okay. So let's get to today's episode. Is all about the review of the TV series of the 911 and the spinoff. And the title of the episode is 911 Calls. So, without further ado, without further ado, um, we like to highlight um, a music artist who passed away 26 years ago. And of course, the Notorious B.I.G. is the name, and for the most part, yes, we'll get into it right here in our segment called Music Kool-Aid. Let's do this. Yes, 26 years ago. Yes, 26 years ago. Unfortunately, the Notorious B.I.G. um got killed. So this is gonna be like a hip hop history right here. So um let's get into it right here. Okay. Okay. In today's hip hop history, the Notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in Los Angeles 26 years ago. On this day in 1997, Brooklyn native and hip hop legend Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious B.I.G., or the nickname Biggie Smalls, was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles 26 years ago. 26 years ago. That sucks, man. That has to really, 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 really suck, though, man. Yes. Yeah, I know the feeling though. Anyway, let's get into it. Um okay. Wallace left Puff Daddy's Vibe magazine party in a GMC suburban SUV that stopped at the red light at Wilshire Boulevard and South Fairfax while stopped a Chevrolet Impala Triple S pulled up beside him and his entourage, according to witnesses. A black male dressed in a blue suit and bow tie rolled down his window and shot Biggie 4 times, and he was pronounced dead at 1:15 a.m. at Cedars Sinai Medical Center. Damn. After years of investigations and conspiracy theories as to who killed Biggie and why, no one has been brought up to justice to answer for Wallace's death. Former LAPD Detective Russell Poole fought vigorously, even sometimes against his own peers, to get to the bottom of his untimely death. Poole died from a heart attack on August 19, 2015, while discussing the Tupac, Shakur, and Wallace cases at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. The legacy Big left behind is officially embedded in hip hop culture 2 decades later and will continue to influence the community as his family and friends share his story. Okay, I saw another. There's another one I want to actually do. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hang on. One moment, folks. I'm looking for something. Okay. Let me see. So, of course, March 9th is the anniversary of the death of the notorious B.I.G. Remembering his late friend Diddy hit Instagram to salute the legend and show love. There will never be another, the greatest rapper of all time. Today we celebrate and honor you, King. Love and miss you. On this day in 1997, Brooklyn native and hip hop legend Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious B.I.G. or Biggie Smalls, was shot and killed in the drive-by shooting in LA 26 years ago. Yeah, I just read that one right here. I just read that one right here. Um, there's another hip hop story that I want to actually get to. Actually, um, so there's another one that I want to actually get to. Um, there's another one. There's another one actually. Um, okay. Okay, let me Okay, I got another one right here. All right, so on this day in 1989, the iconic trio De La Soul released an album that would change the course of hip hop forever, off Tommy Boy Records. De La Soul's debut album, 3 Feet High and Rising, set the standard for what rap should and would sound like. Along with producer Prince Paul, the group crafted a sonic landscape of sampled songs, sounds, and snippets unheard of before in hip hop, where most producers sampled either James Brown or P Funk. De La and producer Paul were borrowing from recordings by an unlikely host of artists, usually not affiliated with hip hop sampling, like Johnny Cash, Hall and Oates, Otis Redding, the Turtles, and a French language instructional record. 3 Feet High and Rising also introduced the skit concept, which is now almost too prevalent on rap albums. 3 Feet High and Rising also spawned hits and raps classics like Me, Myself, and I, Potholes in My Lawn, Plug Tuning, Buddy, Say No, Go, The Magic Number, and I Know. The album's funky and dreamy 1960s and 1970s inspired attitude, coupled with the group's concept of the Daisy Age, an acronym for the inner sound Yao, caused people to inaccurately refer to the group as hippies. The album's diverse subject matter, which tackled things like poverty, individualism, drug abuse, love, materialism, commercialism, and hip hop cliches, as spoken about on the track Take It Off, caused many to label it rap's first intellectual album. 3 Feet High and Rising would also feature other members of the musical collective the group was a part of called The Native Tongues, with guest appearances by A Tribe Called Quest, The Jungle Brothers, and Moni Love. 3 Feet and Rising is one of the most influential albums in music history. Salute to um Post Post Postdonus, Maceo, and True Goy the Dove. SIP to True Goy the Dove. He recently passed away. Who passed away last month for giving fans such an important piece of hip hop history. So yeah, rest in power. All right, so let's get into hold on a second. All right, we got some TV shows to review. I actually been watching it actually. So let's get into let's get into 911 and our next segment right here called let's see. Here we go. Yeah, we got TV show checkouts here. Let's get into it right here. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Let me see who's in the chat right here. Okay, Matthew Lawrence, shouts to you for viewing this. And all right, so let's get into 911, the Fox TV series. Okay, 911 is an American procedural television series created by Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk and Tim Minier for the Fox Broadcasting Company. The series follows the lives of Los Angeles first responders, police officers, paramedics, firefighters, and dispatchers. And of course, obviously, Angela Bassett, Peter Cross, Oliver Stark, Aisha Hines. One moment. Okay. Kenneth Choi, Rockman Dunbar, Connie Britton, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Guzman, Corinne Messiah, Mark Markenthone, John Rice, Gavin McHugh, John Harlan Kim. Okay, so far it did 6 seasons, 88 episodes already. All right, so and the series stars Angela Bassett, Peter Cross, Oliver Stark, Aisha Hines, Kenneth Choi, Rockman Dunbar, Connie Britton, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Guzman, Connie Messiah, Mark Kenthone, John Rice, Gavin McHugh, and John Harlan Kim. The series premiered on January 3rd, 2018. 911 is a joint production between Reworks, Brad Falchuk, Television, and Ryan Murphy Television in association with 20th Television. In March 2019, Fox renewed the series for a third season, which premiered on September 23rd, 2019. In April 2020, Fox renewed the series for a fourth season, which premiered on January 18, 2021. In May 2021, the series was renewed for a fifth season, which premiered on September 20th, 2021. In May 2022, the series was renewed for a sixth season, which premiered on September 19th, 2022. Okay. Yes. So here is the reception here. So for Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, there's no info for the second season through five. Um so Rotten Tomatoes, 70%, 33 reviews, 100% 7 reviews, 75% reviews, not available, two reviews, and also not available for percentage is 2 reviews by Rotten Tomatoes. On Rotten Tomatoes, the first season has an approval rating of 70% based on 33 reviews with an average rating of 5.90 out of 10. The website's critical consensus reads 911 occasionally veers into melodrama but is redeemed with a top tier cast, adrenaline pumping action, and a dash of trashy camp that pushes the show into addictive guilty pleasure territory. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 60 out of 100 based on reviews from 21 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Amy Amata, Am- Amatangelo of Pace praised the disasters depicted across the series and the action sequences, applauded Angela Bassett's performance and her character's storyline, while complimenting the development of the characters across their relationships. Steve Green of IndieWire called 911 a perfect hit. stating that the show manages to feel realistic and emotional across its dialogues and the relationships between the characters, applauded the action sequences with the different disasters, and praised the performances of the cast. Daniel Feinberg of The Hollywood Reporter found the series to be a conventional yet solid procedural drama, comparing it to the Chicago franchise, and applauded the performances of the cast, while calling the characters decent. Susie Fie of Financial Times rated the first season 4 out of 5 stars, called it an intense and juddering drama series across its emergency calls, and stated 911 has the potential to become a classic of the hero genre. Melissa Camacho of Common Sense Media gave season 1 3 out of 5 stars, complimented the depiction of positive messages and role models, stating the series depicts how difficult, traumatic, and personally fulfilling being a first responder can be across its characters, while calling the series solid overall. On Rotten Tomatoes, wait a minute. On Rotten Tomatoes, the second season has an approval rating of 100% based on 7 reviews, with an average rating of 7.75 out of 10. Brian Grubb of Uprocks stated the second season of the series manages to be more ambitious than the first one, applauding the disasters and action sequences, and praised the performances of the cast and the development of the characters. Okay, on Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, already, yeah. Hold on a second. On Rotten Tomatoes, the third season has an approval rating of 75% based on 8 reviews, with an average rating of 6.5 out of 10. I'm not going to go over the ratings and shit, man. I'm not going to do that. But I will go over the accolades. All right, so the BET Awards, Best Actress, um, Angela Bassett got a nomination for Best Actress for the BET Awards. 911 got a nomination for Choice Breakout TV Show at the Teen Choice Awards, alongside with Oliver Stark with a nomination of Choice Breakout TV Star. And the California On Location Awards, which is something I never heard of before. So, Heather Hayes, Spencer Coates, Matt Hickman, John Hollis, Brooke Keev- Kievowitz, Conrad Maslin, Laura Messenger, Courtney Ochoa, Perry Pearson, Jennifer Smith Doss, John West, Don Winkelbauer, Chester Wong. Oh shit. Chester Wong, Michael Baruchek, and Brittany Kloss won the award for Location Team of the Year, 1 hour television. And for the AAFCA TV Awards, Angela Bassett also won for Best Performance Female. And also a nomination for Outstanding Actress Drama Series for Black Reel Awards for Television. 2019. Okay, so Oliver Stark got a nomination for Choice Drama TV Actor. Connor Dean got a nomination for Best Guest Young Actor in a Television Series for Young Entertainer Awards. Matt Quay Quayle, Matt Quayle won for BMI Network Television Awards for BMI Film and Television Awards. Yeah, TV Awards, excuse me. Um Angela Bassett also won for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series for the NAACP Image Awards. 911 got a nomination for the Drama Show of 2021. The People's Choice Awards, of course, Angela Bassett got a nomination for the Female TV Star of 2021, the Drama TV Star of 2021, um, and also won for Best Actress in an Action Series for Critics' Choice Super Awards. 911 got a nomination for Best Action Series. Angela Bassett got a nomination for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. 911 also got a nomination for Outstanding Drama Series at the NAACP Image Awards. Angela Bassett also won for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. Hold on. Okay, who else is in the chat? Let me see something here. Ghost and Big underscore G. Shout out to you for viewing this. Okay. Matt Quayle won for BMI Network Television Awards for at the BMI Film and TV Awards. Tim Hillman won for Location Manager of the Year, Episode Television 1 Hour for the California On Location Awards, which is very new actually. So 911 also won for Location Team of the Year, Episodic Television 1 Hour. And hang on. Now to the Critics' Choice Award. No, the Critics' Choice Super Awards. Excuse me. Angela Bassett got a nomination for Best Actress in an Action Series. 911 got a nomination for Best Action Series. And finally, Angela Bassett won for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series for the NAACP Image Awards. Now we go to another Fox TV series called 911 Lone Star. 911 Lone Star is an American procedural drama television series focusing on the fire, police, and ambulance departments of the fictional company 126 located in Austin, Texas. The use of Lone Star in the name associates with Texas, the Lone Star State. It was created for Fox by Ryan Murphy, Brad Folchuk, and Tim Minier. The series is a spin-off of the television series 911 and was ordered by Fox in May 2019. It premiered on January 19, 2020. And of course, Rob Lowe is involved, Liv Tyler, Ronan Rubinstein, Sierra McLean, Jim Parak, Natasha Karam, Brian Michael Smith, Rafael L. Silva, Julian Works, Gina Torres, Brianna Baker, Kelsey Yates, and Skylar Yates. So far, 4 seasons and 49 episodes. And yes, so Fox renewed the show for a second season in April 2020, and it debuted on January 18, 2021. In May 2021, the series was renewed for a third season, which premiered on January 3rd, 2022. In May 2022, the series was renewed for a fourth season, which premiered on January 24th, 2023. So let's go to the critical response of the reception. On Rotten Tomatoes, the series has an approval rating of 77% based on 13 reviews with an average rating of 7.80 out of 10. The website's critical consensus reads, if not as outlandishly fun as its predecessor, 911 Lone Star still packs an entertaining punch and is a great showcase for the handsomely self-aware Rob Lowe. On Metacritic, it has a weighted average score of 69 out of 100 based on reviews from 6 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Daniel D. Addario of Variety suggests that the series started from the casting, but that it is not misconceived and is as solid as the predecessor, even if aspects of its conceit are are at times so utopian as to defy belief. He praises the charismatic and inclusive ensemble and hopes that the series will make use of them and not focus too much on its lead actor. Daniel Feinberg of the Hollywood Reporter called the series fun and thrilling, stating it succeeds to be a solid franchise companion, full of explosions, infernos, and death-defying stunts. But most of it is delivered in the attempt service of a more complicated series of character studies, an admirable goal, not always smoothly executed. Kelly Lawler of USA Today praised the assembled cast and said that producers Minier and Folchuk have clearly tapped into what worked in 911, transplanted it easily to Texas, and found a way to give Lone Star a tone and atmosphere all its own. Its own. Brian Tallarico of RogerEbert.com wrote, there's something almost impressively brazen about the way these shows use melodrama, embracing it like old-fashioned soap opera writers. Joe Keller of Decider said, if you loved 911, you'll love this show. Keller praised the performances of the actors and the action sequences, complimented the dialogue and the development of the characters. Um, Amanda Bell of TV Guide rated Lone Star 3.5 out of 5 and stated the series manages to find its own identity without duplicating 911, called the series inclusive through the diversity of the characters, and said the series celebrates Texas's culture. Melissa Camacho of Common Sense Media rated the series 3 out of 5 stars, complimented the depiction of positive messages and role models, stating the series highlights friendship, teamwork, and community across its characters while noting the diverse representations. Sean O'Neill of Texas Monthly criticized the show for its stereotypical portrayal of Texas and the baffling choice of Austin for a conservative Texas setting. Okay, and all right. I'm not gonna get into the rating system, so I'm not gonna get into it. So we're gonna go to let's go to the accolades. So BMI Film and TV Awards. Matt Quayle won for BMI TV Music Award. 911 Lone Star got a nomination for Outstanding Drama Series for GLAD Media Awards. It also got a nomination for Outstanding Drama Series. And of course, still pending, Hollywood Critics Association TV Awards. Best Broadcast Network Series, Lone Star got 911 Lone Star got a nomination for Best Broadcast Network Series Drama. Buddy's Buddy Sostan got a nomination for Outstanding Stunt Coordination for a Drama Series, Limited or Anthology Series or Movie for the Primetime Creative Arts Emmy Awards. And 911 Lone Star won for IMDb Pro Top 200 Scripted TV recipients for a reframe stamp. Never heard of it. Bridget Borkey, Tyler Deck, Jason Gottlieb, Josephine No, and Ella Popov got nominations for Outstanding Supporting Visual Effects in a Photoreal episode for the Visual Effects Society Awards. Okay. And we're gonna get into let's see. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. Hang on a second. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, we're gonna get into our next segment right here, and this is for the people who are gamers out here, and we're gonna get into a little thing that I like to call the video games chamber. All right, so let's get into it right here, right now. and and of course if I say the name of the games, of course make sure you get a chance to go get those games as I actually announce the dates and all that great stuff right there. So hang on 1 second. Okay, here it is. Okay, we got some games to go over actually. Let's go over a recent release. The recent release this week, which is Outlanders for PC. There's Clash Artifacts of Chaos for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Came out on the 9th. Also, yeah. So let's go over the Outlanders reviews. All right, so and this is from GameInformer.com, the website, folks. Despite my love for large scale simulation games like City Skylines, as an adult, I was not a SimCity player growing up. Instead, I was pulled in the direction of the more manageable SimTown, the zoomed in town management where you can micromanage every aspect of your citizens' lives without the massive scope of SimCity always appealed to me more. Perhaps that's why Outlanders, a simplistic yet challenging settlement builder, has now sunk its hooks into me on 2 occasions, both across both of its platforms. In this small scale management simulation, you can step into the role of the leader of an imperiled settlement across tens of scenarios. Some task you some task you with fixing a destroyed boat so you can escape the island, while others challenge you to learn the game's farming mechanics or construct a giant statue made of bread. Oh shit. Why would you make a statue made of bread? Oh shit, that's fucking hilarious and interesting right there. Anyway, don't be fooled by the simple visual styles. These scenarios grow in complexity as you unlock more structures and jobs, like a farm to grow crops, bakeries to generate bread, and breweries to give your followers the gift of beer. Each time a new structure was introduced, I struggled, to keep up with adding another moving part into the equation, but eventually they just became another part of my growing toolbox, providing for a better simulation experience. This tool set comes in handy in Outlander's sandbox mode, which lets you customize the biome, map size, starting stockpile, natural resources, and plenty of other variables before creating a settlement without needing to worry about objectives or restrictions. Outlanders is rather hands-on with its simulation mechanics. Your followers act anonymously, but you, as the town leader, assign them job roles and priorities. Because of this, I was constantly moving followers around to accommodate and adapt to the community's needs. Sometimes I desperately needed wood, so I put 4 people on lumberjack duty more often, though it's the lack of food that do my settlements in. So foraging and farming have remained my focus. I love calculating which of these areas to invest workers in, since foraging providers instant food but depletes quickly, while farming takes time to grow from seeds but is renewable. You need to not only coexist with nature but also learn how to avoid depleting its resources before you have the means to replenish them. Failing at this seemingly simple task results in the death of your civilization nearly every time. Um, oh boy. Wait a minute, man. Elimination of your civilization. Oh boy. Elimination of your civilization. That's gotta really suck. That has to really, 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 really suck. Yeah. Um can't believe this shit, man. Civilization. If all else fails, you can issue decrees to your followers, like rationing food or the hands off decree to ensure no babies are born. You can also go the other way to encourage a population boom or tell people to work less to boost happiness. These decrees go a long way to fix problems you may have, but they have unique impacts on happiness, productivity, and other areas. I enjoy walking the razor's edge of using these decrees to optimize my settlements. Each scenario includes a primary objective that includes to be completed for success as well as an optional mission. These side goals add an extra wrinkle of challenge, like accomplishing the main mission without exceeding a certain number of followers, keeping your followers housed and happy throughout, or harvesting enough resources to repair other structures following a storm. I always strive to accomplish these objectives, and I often succeeded, but they serve as little more than trophies on my shelf. So, outside of the sense of accomplishment, I wasn't heartbroken if I missed some of the side goals. I love that there aren't many random elements of outsiders. No tornadoes come to ruin your best laid plans. No droughts pop up to destroy your crops, and no invaders arrive to raid your stockpiles. This is all about planning and resource management within the scenario you are given. Every failure was my fault. This led to several angry outbursts as I helplessly watched my settlements predicament snowball out of control due to poor planning. All it takes is a couple of followers to die, whether of old age or hunger, for the well oiled machine to crumble. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That has to really, really, nah. That's crazy, man. Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, man. This is the craziest shit that I ever heard. Um, yeah. All right. All right. So okay. So let me see. Yes, in one instance, my 16 adult townspeople were spread out perfectly, but when one member died of old age, I had to relocate one of the plant foragers to fill in the vacant lumberjack spot. Sadly, that led to a chain reaction where not enough food was being gathered, and before I knew it, four followers died of hunger, and the spiral had begun. Oh my gosh. Damn, son. Damn. Damn, that sucks, man. Yeah, that part too. And though I had several settlements quickly meet their doom thanks to the skin of your teeth starting conditions, I always stuck with it, taking the lessons learned forward into the next attempt. I've never loved trial and error gameplay, but Outlanders never feels unfair, just unforgiving. Soon you begin to spot the warning signs of these problems on the horizon. I started anticipating each of my settlements' downfalls before they happened, which let me prevent many of them. This progression, not in the game mechanics, but rather in how you think about the gameplay and the domino effects of various in game actions, is ultimately what kept me coming back for upwards of 20 hours across both PC and iOS. Sheesh. That's a lot of hours. Though Outlanders has been available on iOS through Apple, hang on a second, through Apple Arcade since 2019. The PC release has become my favorite way to play it. I still sometimes have difficulty selecting the correct settler or structure in a crowded area, but not nearly as much with a mouse as I do with a touchscreen. Also, the widescreen format suits the gameplay and art style, and the well translated navigation keyboard controls feel more in, intuitive than the Apple Arcade version, which is surprising, seeing as how that version came out years prior to PC release. Either way, is a great way to play this solid sim. But if you have a choice and portability isn't a concern, the PC version is the clear winner. Though the unforgiving moments where I watch my followers drop like flies wore on me at times, I loved how each scenario challenged me to balance all of these factors to accomplish a set of goals. Outlanders can be challenging and frustrating, but I rarely felt overwhelmed. Outlanders doesn't deliver on the grand scale of the large city simulations many associate with the genre, but its small scale approach appeals to the task oriented part of your brain, creating an immensely satisfying experience that brought me back time and time again. Okay. Um, let me see. All right, what else? What else came out this week? So you got Clash Artifacts of Chaos, Fatal Frame, of Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. No by Heart already came out for Nintendo Switch. Monster Energy Supercross 6, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC also came out as well yesterday. All right. So Oni Road to the Mightiest Oni also came out yesterday for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Session Skate Sim, Nintendo Switch, Before Your Eyes, PlayStation VR 2 comes out today. And yes, Not sure what that is, but anyway, okay. Blinking for the first time and before your eyes is a genuinely magical moment. I don't mean hitting a button to close your virtual eyes. Through the power of a webcam before your eyes tracks when you blink, which allows you to progress through a wonderful narrative adventure title from Goodbye World Games. It may seem like a novel gimmick on the surface, but the mechanic is used so inventively that it meaningfully enhances the already powerful storytelling that fans of narrative adventure titles would be mistaken to write it off as a shallow trick. Players take on the role of Benjamin Bryn, a lost soul who has already passed on. At the beginning of the game, you encounter a canine ferryman who forces you to relive the events of Ben's life, beginning at birth. This is all to impress a being called the Gatekeeper, who wants an honest assessment of the kind of person Ben was. Blinking when prompted, you'll jump days, weeks, and sometimes years forward in Ben's life. I'm impressed by how the game accurately recognizes eye tracking. I never had an issue where a blink didn't register or my camera needed recalibrate recalibration. Excuse me. I also never felt disoriented or uncomfortable playing using eye tracking, but those factors will vary by person. On that note, it's good that there's an option to play the entire using traditional mouse clicks, but I think you'd be doing yourself a major disservice in doing so. Having played before your eyes twice, once using blinks and the other using the mouse, I think the story loses a fair bit of its magic when playing with solely traditional control inputs. Closing your eyes, then opening them to a brand new scene creates the awesome sensation that you are reliving a life through an old school view master toy. Ben's memories are fleeting, and the mechanic sells that point perfectly. Yes, I was occasionally disappointed after I blinked involuntarily and advanced the story sooner than I would have liked. However, I didn't mind it for long because I found that doing so lends to the game's dreamlike quality and the sensation that even cherished memories eventually fade even when we hope that they won't. Some of my favorite moments involve closing my eyes to better eavesdrop on hushed conversations, or so my childhood bestie could have a heartfelt, no embarrassment free. It's also just more fun to do. No, more fun to look and blink instead of pointing and clicking on objects. Even while playing with your eyes, you still use a mouse for other actions like connecting stars in the night sky to write a cosmic message or to keep in rhythm with a piano tempo. These interactions are largely basic but are still delightful. No matter how you play before your eyes, story is a heartfelt tale that had me close to tears at several points. Despite its pleasantly whimsical veneer, the narrative themes of depression and existent 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 existentialism. Cheese. These big words is ridiculous. Anyway, hit hard as does understanding life's meaning from the perspective of a person who, despite having a great family and being born with prodigious gifts, struggles to find personal fulfillment. The writing is earnest and thoughtful, and the story takes some unexpected turns, culminating in a bittersweet final message that lands harder than I was prepared for in a good way. A great story needs good characters, and Before Your Eyes has that in spades. Ben's parents, a caring yet demanding mother and a lovable, goofy father, are sweethearts. The same goes for Chloe, your mischievous neighbor who comes off as a genuinely endearing kid you can't help but want to impress and hang out with. I was surprised by how attached I became to the cast in such a short time, but the superb performances and well written dialogue do their job and in ingr- ing- ingr- ingratiated me to the characters. Sheesh. Throughout the story, you make some choices, but I was disappointed in how little they impact the overall narrative. Don't stress too much over whether to sneak out with your friend or get much needed sleep for your big piano recital. this one this is one of those games where you merely choosing what colors to paint the road as opposed to creating whole new paths. Since the game only takes about an hour or so to get through, it's worth replaying just to see a few of those scenes. But I wish my decisions had more weight given the large number of choices presented. Before Your Eyes story left me reeling by the end, and it's a memorable journey worth going out of your way to play. You rarely get a lot of first of a kind experiences in games anymore. And Before Your Eyes largely nails the execution of of its primary hook. It's a concept I'd love to see further explored in a follow up, and I couldn't be happier than something like this exists. And for the PlayStation VR 2, um, Before Your Eyes is now available in VR, which is virtual reality, for the first time exclusively on PlayStation VR 2, and it is the best place to play it. Every Everything Marcus wrote about the game above it being a heartfelt and truly novel experience applies to the PlayStation VR 2 version, but every aspect is improved by the new perspective. It's one of the few PlayStation VR 2 games that takes advantage of the hardware's eye tracking, and it works great. I personally encountered issues playing with a webcam in the past, but never encountered a single use on PlayStation VR 2. It also doesn't require initial calibration. It just works immediately and continues to work, letting you focus wholly on Benjamin Brinn's story. Beyond the blinking, though, being able to look around the environments makes everything feel more impactful and real. The structure of the game, where you, as the player character, are sitting in one place as you move through life, is perfectly suited to VR. It's also not a long experience, so the nausea potential is very low. You should play Before Your Eyes if you can on whatever platform you can. But if PlayStation VR 2 is an option, then that is absolutely the route you should take. Plus, no one will be able to see you cry if you are wearing a headset. um, and of course, written by Kyle Hilliard. The concept relive the memories of a troubled child prodigy by using your actual eyes to blink forward in time. Graphics, the visuals trade realism for colorful stylization, and it's fitting for the dreamlike premise. Sound, the voice performances are excellent and made me grow attached to the small cast faster than expected. Playability, provided your webcam works. The blinking mechanic works great and is used ingeniously during certain moments. Playing with a mouse works fine, but doesn't capture the same magic. Entertainment before your eyes is much more than a neat gimmick. It offers a wonderful method of interacting with a touching and impactful story that'll stick with you long after the credits roll. And the replay is moderately high. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna wrap up right here actually. So let's get into our very, 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 and I mean very, very last segment right here. Hold on a second. Let's get into our very last segment right here, which is stream choices on the go. Let's go. Of course, if it's your turn to do your part. If you like what you heard in today's episode or any previous episodes whatsoever, please feel free to show your love by following Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast on Instagram, alongside with Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks Podcast, the Sports Edition Show on Instagram. By the way, if you're new and you don't know what TLKS stands for, it stands for Talks. All right, so and also follow my other show, which is on Facebook and Instagram, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast on Instagram as well. And of course, myself included on the primary handle, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And turn on your notifications so you can know when each episode is going to be dropping, and any postponements, anything else in particular. And of course, by the way, if you have any questions, hold on a second. Let me just pull up something real quick. If you have any questions for me in terms of what music artists, um TV shows, movies, sometimes video games, and sometimes a little bit of podcast reviews that you want me to do, go right here, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast at gmail.com. That's Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast at gmail.com. Send in your questions, all right? There you go. And of course, and of course, we're gonna get into where you can listen to the episodes. And I'd like to actually mention, go to the link in bio where you see Linktree/Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Right? You're gonna see a whole list of audio streaming platforms that I'm gonna mention to you to download these apps. And 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 of course, starting with let's start off with the fact you can leave a voice message on you can leave a voice message from me. Basically, okay, so check this out. So Anchor is the hosting site, but it's already part there's already an announcement in regards to Spotify for podcasters. So it's still the same format with all the tools included. I will explain on my other platform. Hold on. Yes, as I was saying, um I will explain on my other platform in regards to Anchor being partnered with Spotify for podcasters. So that's where we're going to start with right here. So Anchor Anchor.fm/Spotify for podcasters. We are on Audible, Audacity, Amazon Music, Breaker, Cashbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend, Podhound, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcast. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio or any of the apps that I just mentioned here. Make sure you follow not only Meticulous Values podcast review show on iHeartRadio as well. Make sure you follow and subscribe to Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the Sports Edition show, and also my number one show right now is Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast, which after I get off of here, I am going to upload episode 245 with 2 questions for you to answer. All right. And it's in the spot of it's gonna be in the episode description, especially if it's in the Spotify episode description, of course, which is also the feature. I'm not gonna get into too much of it, but I'll explain on my other platform, my New York podcast platform. I'll explain. And of course, finally, grab that subscribe button for me on Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast YouTube channel page. Click on the notification bell along with alerts, so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, along with reminders of the day, the date, the time, as well when the podcast recording on live stream on YouTube starts. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. And of course, make sure you listen, stream, watch, download these episodes. Even if it's your favorite episodes, that counts too. So share the episodes, share the videos alongside with tell a friend to another friend, and spread the word to everybody. Word of mouth is important. And of course, be sure to share the link that says Linktree/Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast along with the podcast show with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, the people you're cool with, wherever you meet new people, whether it's at festivities, carnivals, whether it's at barbecues, parties, block parties, you just name it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me on episode 118 titled 911 Calls, dedicated to 911 and 911 Lone Star, the spinoff. All right. And remember hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. New York wasn't built in a day. You have to trust the process because not everything's going to be happening one shot deal. And also find and look for something that clicks to you along with being on your P's and Q's on a consistency basis. Keep pushing. Don't worry about the fucking haters and shit like that though, man. And of course, be sure to be confident in your voice. Be confident in how your voice sounds while you are on your P's and Q's creatively mentally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. And remember also, for all you new podcasters out there, man, listen, don't worry about don't worry about the comments, okay? You're not gonna get comments one shot deal. If you keep building up, if you keep building up your show, like on YouTube, streaming platforms, whatsoever, and you put in the work, you are going to be successful. And in the words of Ivy Rivera, you don't need to validate. Hold on, you don't need validation from haters, okay? And of course, like I said before, if someone told you that you need haters and to say that if you don't have haters, you're not doing anything right, it's bullshit, okay? You don't want a lot of negativity shit in your life. You don't need that shit. You just worry about the people around you. Now, listen, I'm all for I'm all for sometimes having a circle, but sometimes circles comes in shapes and sizes, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you very much for listening and tuning in to rock with me. And remember to switch your clocks ahead 1 hour forward due to daylight savings time coming up this Sunday. All right, switch your watches, switch your clocks, your phones, laptops, whatever, and make sure you download these apps onto your iPhones, Android phones, iPads, Android tablets, laptops include Apple, Mac, and Dell laptops included alongside with Windows. Any Windows version, you can download these apps onto your laptops as well. Windows included. All right. Peace and one love. And I hope y'all have a nice weekend and enjoy your Friday evening and everything else. And be careful out there, stay liquid, and of course, continue to be you. Keep pushing, be confident in your craft, and do the best you can on not letting the haters get to your head and as far as like don't worry about the views, don't worry about the comments on YouTube or whatever because most people like me started from the bottom. I started from the bottom and in order for you to in order for you to in order for you to go up, you have to start from the bottom. And And you also have to realize that there is no such thing as a person who is positive 24/7. That's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? So, also, it's okay to be human. It's okay to be human. Being human is also important because we learned about our five senses. What is touch, see, hear, and feel. That's it. Peace out. Good night, everybody.